The United States has the Monroe Doctrine, and I'm sure almost everybody in the audience knows what the Monroe Doctrine is. It says that no distant great power can come into our backyard. And during the Cuban Missile Crisis, the Soviets, of course, put nuclear-tipped missiles in Cuba, and President Kennedy said that that was categorically unacceptable. No distant military forces can come into the Western Hemisphere. This is our backyard. This is the area that is of the greatest strategic importance to us. Basically, what the Russians were saying about NATO expansion is that by going into Ukraine, you are coming into our backyard. You are threatening our security. Americans should have understood this because Americans have the Monroe Doctrine. They should understand the basic logic here. But we refuse to accept it. And the end result is that Putin launched a preventive war. What was the purpose of that preventive war? It was to prevent Ukraine from joining NATO. And it's very important to understand that a mere few days after the war started, Putin sent a message to Zelensky to start negotiations. And negotiations began in Istanbul. This is the famous Istanbul negotiations between the Russians on one side and the Ukrainians on the other. Putin was not interested in conquering all of Ukraine. What he was interested in doing was preventing Ukraine from joining NATO. And if you look at what happened at the Istanbul agreements, that was the centerpiece of the debate. And it was the United States and Boris Johnson, who was then Prime Minister of Britain, who told the Ukrainians to walk away from the negotiations, and the war went on. And the end result is that Ukraine is being destroyed. It's lost, and it will lose at least a fifth of its territory, and it will end up as a dysfunctional rump state. This is a total disaster.